I really hate the whole thought daughter or gay son debate online. I think there's so many problems with even the concept of the so-called debate. However, if you really want to talk about a child that you would not want, because again, that previous debate is dumb. If you want to talk about not wanting this to be your child,
can you like explain it just for people who doesn't know?
Yeah, it's like a dumb debate where they're like, do you want a thought daughter, which is like a daughter who probably slept with like 3 guys, okay? Or you want a gay son? Both which seem fine. I don't understand what the problem is, but here's the problem. Let me tell you about a child I don't want. You work so hard in life to achieve something, and then you push this 9-pound parasite out of you that's made of flesh and bones. Some people would call it your loving child. Some people would call it a demon crotch goblin spawn. And then you give birth, and this child has 0 talent. You have so much money, and you put this child in all these different classes and courses, and they develop 0 skills. That would, listen, I get it. We live in a democracy. We have things like oatmeal in our cookies, raisins in our cookies that I think should be outlawed. It's illegal. Crimes against morality that go unpunished because we are able to exercise freedom. I think it should be utterly illegal for a Nepo baby to have no talent. You have billions of dollars at your disposal to hire a private tutor. You're weird if you're a Nepo baby with no talent. But such is the sick cruelty of fate, right? In Hong Kong, let me tell you about the craziest Nepo baby. I gotta get comfortable because it's about to be a very long story. In Hong Kong, there's this really powerful family, the Xiang family. You know them? Oh, yeah.
But I actually don't know much.
Really?
I know he's so viral last year, but I actually don't know.
So their kid is a clown, a complete and utter clown. His name is Xiangzuo. Yeah, but they call him Jackie. But his Mandarin name literally means go left. Go left. He has a brother named Xiangyu. Can you guess what that means? It means go right.
So the other one went right?
And he went left.
And this one didn't go right.
No, but neither of them went right. Okay, so they have 2 sons, go right and go left. But also,
that's actually crazy.
I can't even make fun of it because I have a friend. And before we get into this,
wait, is this real?
Yeah.
Has a brother named go right?
Why
that's
do you
crazy.
think I'm kidding?
What is he doing?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. But
okay.
he's got a brother named Go Right. And I have a friend who has 2 dogs, and she literally named them, do you want to go or do you want to come? Like, do you want to go is one name? Do you want to come is one name? I'm disgusting. I need to go to church. But before we go into Jackie, we have to know a little bit about Jackie's family and how powerful they actually are and how much of a Nepo baby this guy actually is. And I'm not just talking about rich second generation, fresh off the boat type of wealth. Like, we are talking about their family made some of the biggest stars in Chinese Hollywood, in China would. I don't know. They made the biggest top tier Andy Lau, Stephen Chow, Jet Li. These are top tier Hong Kong actors and celebrities that all rose to A-list status through the movies produced by this family. If you're not familiar with them, I guess imagine in the US world, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert Downey Jr.,
That's crazy. We get it. Yeah.
You get it. These types of people. That's the Shang family. They made them. And if you want to do business in Hong Kong and it's related to the entertainment industry, you basically have to go through his family. And this is where I first learned about Jackie, because his family ran the mob. Huh? I'm not kidding. This is the mob. So in the past, do you guys remember Big Bang Seungri?
Yeah. Of course.
I still get so triggered because there are still people out there online that like literally hate my guts because I don't like him. And I'm like, why do you like him? You're crazy. You're weird, okay? But anyway, he wanted to open up a club in Hong Kong, and then he's trying to open up a club in Hong Kong. Seungri, Big Bang Seungri, Burning Sun Seungri. Okay, you know what? I don't even want to call him Big Bang Seungri. Burning Sun Seungri gets out of Korea, goes to Hong Kong, and he's like, maybe I want to open up a club here. There's so much money to be made in Hong Kong. Jackie, the son of this insanely powerful family, he goes on to Twitter and he tweets out, if you want to do this in Hong Kong, fine. But don't you dare bring the bad habits from your own country here. Get out immediately. Opening nightclubs, bringing terrible influences into them is unacceptable. Okay, first of all, it's like not a hot response, right? It was like kind of a lukewarm response. It was like weird, but everyone was like, you know what? We hate Seungri, so suddenly we love this Nepo baby. He's standing on business. He's standing up for the rights of literally every human being, okay? Amazing, incredible. We love this. Finally, they're doing something right. Seungri responds to Jackie through his Instagram story saying, catch me if you can.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He literally was like, okay, catch me if you can.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Like, no, what's his like actual response? He didn't say catch me if you can.
Yeah, catch me if you can.
Literally?
Yes.
Catch me if you can.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And everyone was like, bro, if this was in the 1990s or the early 2000s, Seungri, Burning Sun Seungri would be dead because Jackie's family actually ran the mob. Like, I'm not even being dramatic.
Yeah.
They were triads, okay? I'm not being dramatic. They were literally in the mob. Anyway, but after that Instagram post, Seungri never managed to open up any business in Hong Kong. No one wanted to give him a loan. No one wanted to go into partnership with him because as someone who lives in Hong Kong, it would be so dumb. It would be so idiotic because this Nepo baby tweeted out something randomly, but his family is that powerful. And this made netizens so excited. They started calling him Hong Kong security. They called this billionaire boy Hong Kong security.
That's crazy.
And then, you know, Jackie, like I was imagining when I first heard about this, I'm imagining Wang Sutong. I'm imagining like some bad boy wannabe, like, ooh, I'm a billionaire boy, like sitting there like,
I chased him out of the city.
But like, Wang Sutong's visual or aesthetic is not even that.
exactly. But I feel like that's what he thinks in his mind. I think he thinks that's what he is. Like I can imagine him sitting there being like, I'm the bad boy. I say what I want. I say the truth. And then he's just like feeling himself. Like I picture that, you know? And then I picture that Jackie would be doing that. He'd be like, oh yeah, I chased him out my city. You ever try to do business in my city? I don't think so. That's what I imagined him. But he gets so excited from being Hong Kong security. He stands up and he says, I will take on my duty dutifully. And he comes up with an internet skit and he posts it everywhere. And
What do you mean internet skit? Like a TikTok?
a TikTok. He posted TikTok. Yeah, he posted TikTok and he's sitting there, hair slicked back, wearing a full suit. He's got long hair. He's a bad boy. And he says, in 3 minutes, I want all of his information. And he looks directly into the camera.
Excuse me?
Are you talking to me?
He's talking to you, baby.
What? See, that's the problem with having a passive personality like me. If I'm at a coffee shop, someone makes eye contact, grab the milk frother. Guess what? I'm clocking in for a 9-hour shift. This is my new life. This is my new job. You'll never see another YouTube video from me because I work at this coffee shop now, okay? Because I'm like, is he talking to me? Okay, then a voice pops out. Boss, reporting. He's deleted everything online. I can't find anything. You can't find it? That's impossible. I need this project done. Jackie stands up in disbelief. He waves a security company contract in his hand. How do I know that? Because it says security company contract on there. Okay. At this point, instead of just being a single security in Hong Kong, he's running an entire security agency in his mind. He tosses the contract onto the ground and says, do you have men? Yes! Men in sunglasses, black suits start walking out, but there's only 5 of them. And also, like, suddenly we're transported into an office building lobby. If I were a movie critic, I would inform the viewers that this is a jolting transition. I don't know how we got from the office to the lobby of the office, but that's not my problem because I'm a mango, not a tomato. In my opinion and review of a movie is meaningless, okay? Jackie is like, that's it? That's it? 5 guys? The employee claps his hand and suddenly more people come out. Now, this is where I think creative choices were made. I think Jackie was sitting there with nothing to do, time to kill, money to spend. And he's sitting there and he's thinking, I'm gonna direct an internet skit, right? But geez, what is that thing that's been trending recently? Something, you know what I'm talking about. It's like sometimes the most qualified person for the job is a girl. But we don't go with her because she doesn't know the difference between a quarterback and a linebacker and a humpback. Like what's a 4-wheel drive? She don't know that shit. Neither do I, but don't tell her. So then we choose the guy. And that's wrong. We shouldn't do that. What's that thing again? Feminism. Pussy power. We should bring women into the skit. We should bring them in suits. So then in the skit, they bring in women next because he's like, do you have more men? And he's like, yes, I do, sir. And he claps again and women in suits walk out this time. But we're not that progressive because tell me why each one of them has a frying pan and a spatula in one hand. So I don't know where the fuck we're going, right? Maybe that's how we know that they're women. So they walk out and Jackie's like, let's go. Where? To Hong Kong. East Side. And they transition into a mob scene. Smoke, dramatic lighting. They're all walking like backup dancers to an idol's dance break, like just walking out there. And then the employee says, we don't have a name for our security company yet. Let's call it Lee Shibai Security.
安保公司还没有名字，叫李世拜安保。
Li what?
Shibai? How do you say loser?
Oh, 失败.
Yeah.
Li 失败.
Yeah.
What?
You lose security.
Loser security firm. Understood. And that is the skit. And that is how people really come to know Jackie. And as you can tell, Jackie is a little goofy. But his family is not goofy. Like, they're actually very powerful. I know it sounds like he's goofy and they're all like, hee hee ha ha, let's just fuck around. But no, let me tell you, it's not even just his parents. His grandpa was a former intelligence officer for the government, a high-ranking military general. His grandpa was also the leader of the Business and Industry Association in Hong Kong. So I'm like asking Tiffany, what is that? Like, he's the leader of the local economy. He is the leader of the local small independent businesses in the city. Like, what is he the leader of? And she was like, oh no, that's the mob. And I said, what? And she's like, I think you guys call it like the triad here or something. He had one of the biggest triads, one of the biggest mobs in China. His grandpa is a fucking mob boss. And I always think about this. Don't tell anyone I told you. But sometimes we get emails now where people are like, hey, you want to interview me? And sometimes we get interviews from publicists who rep people who are like, hey, you want to interview my client that I'm repping? My client's like a former mob boss. Right? And I was like, I was really thinking it over. So I'm talking to the team and I'm like, what would I talk to the mob boss about? Like, what can we even platform a mob boss? And they're like, no, but you know what you can do? One of them was like, here's what you do. Because they know me, okay? They know the types of books I read. They go, here's what you do. You're going to lay the mob boss down on like one of those therapy chairs, like a chaise lounger. And then you're going to sit in like an office desk. And you're going to sit there and you're going to read dark mafia smut to the mob boss and have them react to it. And I said, you know what? I can't do that, but I think that's the best idea I've heard from you all year. The year just got started. You know what I mean? But like, please let me know. I mean, that idea never made it out the idea box, but it's not something that we have to give up. Anyway, his grandpa ran the biggest mob in Hong Kong, a triad. And the triad is apparently a sacred symbol, heaven, earth, and man. It's very deep for, just like committing organized crime. But it's more of like a Western thing. They go by Sun Yian. Do you know it?
I don't know it. San Yian? What?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever jaywalked, bro? Like, live a little.
A crap walked.
Live a little. Like, these days, damn, he's been wearing his like compression calf things. He wears compression socks on the plane. Like, live a little, honey. Don't age too fast. Just kidding. You look really good though. Anyway, at its peak membership, it had 25,000 members. That's a lot of members. And when the government finds out what Jackie's grandpa is doing, they deport him and one of his sons takes over. But it's not Jackie's dad who takes over because Jackie's dad is 4 years old at the time. And I think it would be very difficult to negotiate with like a 4-year-old mob boss. You don't even know what's high value to a 4-year-old mob boss. But more than that, Jackie's grandpa had 4 wives. They all have kids. Jackie's dad was one of the lower status kids because his wife was one of the lower status wives. She was very timid. She was, didn't really know how to orchestrate the transfer of succession and power to her own son. Like, she just kind of let everybody else do their thing. And so Jackie's dad, Charles, grew up the least privileged. had the least money. He had to learn the principles of hard work, unlike the other kids. He was the closest to his younger brother, Jimmy, and then they decide that they're going to go into like the movie industry together. They start making some films. Not all of them were hard hitters. Some of them in the beginning were kind of whack, but they kept going. They took out money to do this, and they enter the entertainment industry. This is during Bruce Lee's Kung Fu films are at its peak, and Jackie's dad actually became an actor. He didn't want to be. He hated it. He like really hated it. But like, what can he do when he's so shredded, right? So they're like, you get in. Get out from behind the camera. Get in front of the camera. No one's ever said that to me, but I still did it. And so Charles, he dislikes all of this, but he loves film production. So he starts making more movies. He starts getting all of these A-list actors. He makes the A-list actors, and he creates Yangsheng Productions, which later becomes China Star Group Limited. They produced the major hit, God of Gamblers.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that
they did
is
that.
crazy.
And then they had Dragon 5. Like he was Dragon 5 and God of Gamblers. Then they have God of Gamblers 2 with Stephen Chow and Andy Lau. Duo that I've never heard of. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
I know. I need to watch that movie.
That is insane.
It is an old movie. It came out before I was born.
but,
okay.
yeah.
And I'm not Chinese, so I wouldn't know. But I've heard a lot about how good they are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch it.
Watch what you said.
Yeah, I know.
My dad's listening.
Wait, which one do you think your dad likes more?
Andy Lau. That's
Why?
literally his, like, that's his Jay Chow, basically. In that generation, like, Andy Lau is like God. Yeah.
So in 1991, they have a Fight Back to School. That I think like they only had like $38,000 to make it. And they have like all of these massive movies that start blowing up. And slowly they graduate to become one of the most influential film companies in Hong Kong. Now, here's the thing with Charles. Charles feels like growing up, my mom was the weakest. This is Jackie's dad. Okay. He's like, my mom was the weakest. So I'm not really attracted to weak women. I don't know. There's got to be some like Freudian shit happening up here. I don't know what. There's got to be some psychoanalyzation that we could do.
But the mom is no longer weak now, right?
Yeah.
She's very active on social media and stuff.
Charles's mom?
Not Charles's mom. Oh.
Yeah, so Charles is like, my mom, married to the former triad leader, was so weak that I grew up weak. And you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh.
So then he meets this woman named Chen Lan. She's like this tough Taiwanese woman.
Okay.
She beat leukemia. She had a rough childhood. And when she was younger, her mom actually sold her off to like a dance hall to pay off a family debt. And Chen Lan isn't having anything. She walked away from the dance hall. And like dance halls, when you sell them off, it could be, some dance halls are illegitimate. Some of them are like, you know, the dark underbelly of life, right? She walked away from it. She decided she was going to earn money by herself. She started modeling, and she's like this fierce, independent woman. And Charles is like, this is my wife. The only problem is Charles already has a fucking wife, right? So they divorce amicably. He confesses his feelings to Chen Lan. They get married, and she is everything his mummy could never have been. Like I said, there's some Freudian shit going on, but she is now known as Madame Shang. Her English name is like Tiffany Chen, but most people call her Madame Shang out of respect. And she first relied on all of her past experience to start a clothing trade business because she used to be a model. But then she decides that she's going to get into the entertainment industry too with her husband. And she really is like the force of all of this. He's creative, he's good at his job, but she knows how to handle relations, business deals, and interpersonal relationships and communications. He can do the creative stuff. He can do the administrative stuff. But if you got to close a deal, you're calling her. You're not calling him. She's coming in and she's slapping the paper down and making you sign, and then you're giggling and you just signed away your life. I'm just kidding. I hope that they're not predatory like that, but you get it. And they know how to pick out talent. So they start making some of the most banger movies the world has ever seen, and she becomes such an influential figure. Just to give you an idea, there was this incident where one female actress who was signed to their acting company, Anita, she went to a karaoke club in Hong Kong with some friends to relax after work. And in the next private room, there's this businessman, and he's like, hey, I've seen you on TV. Come here, sit next to me. And she's like, I don't want to. So then he's like, no, come and have some fun and just name your price. She's like, I'm not going to because I don't have a price. And like, how rude of you to assume you're a shameless scumbag. And he fucking slaps her across the face in the karaoke bar. And the man said, no one's coming to save you tonight. And so she's crying. She runs away, calls Madame Shang, and Madame Shang rolls the fuck up to this club, to this karaoke bar, and this businessman is doing 90-degree bows. He's apologizing because they run Hong Kong. Everybody knows Madame Shang. Not even just in the movie industry. It's not even just like, hey, you're never going to be an actor if you f with Madame Shang. No, you're never going to do anything in Hong Kong. Another example, Andy Lau, early in his career, an investment in a film failed. He ends up I think $100,000 in debt. And this is a long time ago, so it's probably a lot more now if you factor in inflation. But he goes to Madame Shang and asks her to borrow money. And he's like, he's been thinking about this for so long. He's been pacing in his room. This is such a stressful moment. And Andy is sitting there and he's trying to write her an IOU, like a legally binding document. And she puts her hand down and she says, I trust your character. And walks away. I don't even know. I'd take an IOU for $15, I think. That's crazy. Wow. And they only get more powerful because they go out of movies, they start investing in real estate, hotels, properties, they start expanding their influence everywhere. And Jackie Go Left is born. Jackie Go Left wakes up one day.
Jackie Go Left.
And he says, it's in my blood. It courses through my veins. I need to be a movie star. He wakes up and he decides, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna prove to everyone that I can be the best actor. And hear me out. He fucking sucks. As a child, Jackie dreamed of becoming an athlete, but when he was 14, he weighed 240 pounds, and then that ended his professional sports career. He lost all of his weight because he had a crush on his friend's sister, and then he grows up, he decides, I want to be a model, and then that doesn't work. He starts training under Jet Li. I'm not even kidding you. The Jet Li. So he's like, Jet Li, can you be my mentor? Now, do I want to say that Jackie's nepotism has some say in all of this? I don't know. I don't know if Jet Li has any other students that he's trained like this, but he starts training under one of the greatest martial artists and film stars in fucking history, and he starts training.
Oh, you trying to do Kung Fu, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And as he's being trained by Jet Li, he's doing all these things, getting extra roles in some of the projects that Jet Li is on. He's literally just lurking and being like, can I just sit in the back of the cafe and no one will know it's me? And I don't even need to have a line. I don't even need to be named in the credits. Can I just be an extra? And then finally in 2007, he gets his first speaking role. He has an actual name. It's called The Warlords. That's the show. And so finally, his parents see his determination and they think, you know what? Maybe I will invest in a major film for you. So then he's like, oh shit. Okay. I gotta get better. He spent 7 years training in martial arts, physical conditioning under Jet Li. And I'm thinking that's actually really crazy and impressive for a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
He must be really good, right? So throughout the 7 years, he says that he's broken all of his fingers. He's injured his knee. He's dislocated his spine and neck. He has been decapitated, put it back on. He's just saying a bunch of shit, okay? What? But he has continued. He has persevered. There's clips of his past training days. It doesn't look as goofy as I thought it would look. It actually looks pretty difficult, but the bar is really low for nepotism. So it looks okay. But I'm at least he's trying. So there's all these training videos. And after training for 7 years, in 2016, his parents finally say, you know what? I will do something for my son for once. I will invest $70 million into the movie League of Gods for you to be a star. Not only is it a big ass budget for a fantasy film, it's also an all-star class. You've got Huang Xiaoming. We can never escape bad boy CEO daddy. We're talking about one of the oiliest men in China, the greasiest of all the men in China. We also have Angela Baby, ex-wife of Huang Xiaoming.
Damn.
Fan Bingbing.
Damn.
Also talked about her. Jet Li. Tony Leung.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Sorry, God. Okay. And so on and so forth. Jackie plays the crucial role of Li Zhengji.
Li what?
I don't know. I'm so sorry that you
Lee
have to
what?
sit
Lee
through
what?
me, okay? That's his name in the character film.
Oh, what?
Yeah. The film is a spectacular flop, so I don't think you need to know. You know, it
Damn.
scored 3 out of 10,
Out of all of these stars?
and it won the most disappointing film of the year.
Dang.
Netizens mocked it, saying, no film in the next 3 years will be worse than this. And if there is a film worse than this, it will be its sequel. The worst movie in history has just been released. Some even joked that it should have been renamed The Legend of Jackie instead of The League of Gods because he only got this role through family connections.
But like, okay.
So then in 2019, director Johnny To, he's repaying a favor. He's like, hey, Charles, I'm going to replay a favor for you. Okay, well, what do you want me to do? Make my son a star. So this is how rich people do it, I guess, right? You don't repay someone's favor by picking them up at the airport during rush hour. No, you fucking make a multi-million-dollar film franchise based off of their talentless children. So that's exactly what this director does. He says, I'm going to craft the perfect world, the perfect IP for your son. It's going to be called Chasing Dreams. And if you translate it directly, it's going to be called My Boxing King Boyfriend. It's pretty straightforward, okay? But Jackie plays the male lead. And the film is just, it's 4.6 out of 10. Box office performance abysmal. One viewer commented, after watching My Boxer Boyfriend, all I want to do is wash my eyes. Yeah. Someone says, I'll give 1 point to Jackie and 9 points to his father for getting him this role. In the film industry, Jackie found himself at a dead end after this because it's just movie after movie. Nothing is hitting. It's just not, even if you have a film filled with A-list actors, it's still flopping. I mean, everyone says the same thing about Jackie. Just stay at home and be a Nepo baby. You don't need a job. Why do you need a job? Why do you have to assault us with your shitty movies? Don't get a job. Enjoy life. Be a second-generation rich kid. Go buy a Lamborghini and drive circles in Hong Kong where all the girls are. But no, you insist on infiltrating our movie theaters, our homes. I don't understand. And I'm just going to walk you through the trajectory of what happens when a Nepo baby really tries to do something. In 2023, he stars in a movie called 100 Yards. This is like his last ditch at acting. He's like, please, somebody take me. And this movie, so up until then, everyone only knew him as the Nepo baby who gets roles and he kind of sucks at acting. But nobody really cared about him. Like, he was not a meme. He was not nothing. He was just Jackie. He was just go left. And so finally, 100 Yards, the movie comes out. And it's this action-packed martial arts film about 2 men fighting for the position of martial arts master. But in the end, not a single person pays attention to this storyline. Everyone thought it was a comedy because of Jackie's acting. And you can tell that he really went full improv on this. There were just so many scenes. Okay, so there's this one scene where he sits there and he's talking about the descendants of martial arts families just marry amongst themselves. Outsiders can't stand us, and we can't stand them either. And he's talking to somebody in the room, but that person in the room is standing behind him cryptically. I don't know why. I don't know when this ever happens. Like, when do you have someone standing behind you and you're giving a monologue? But this is the most important part. He's sitting there, and he's got his, okay, so he's got his finger resting on the side of his nose. Okay? And then he has his thumb, like, cupping his chin. Like this. Okay. Like a philosophical thinker. Later, he's asked about this scene because this scene goes mega viral because everyone goes, what the fuck is he doing with his hands? And so later on a talk show, they ask him, what the fuck are you doing with your hands? And he says, isn't this what people do when they think? Huh? Which is exactly what someone who has never thought a thought would think about how to think about how someone would think but never really thought about it. And you could also just tell from his gaze, the way he's like looking 50 yards into the distance. And then he gets up from his thoughts and somehow there's a flight of stairs right in front of him. This is the movie scene. And he runs down the stairs, but it's like one of those stairs that's like, and then there's a platform and then you gotta go down the other step. Like it's a, you know, it's not like a straight down shot. He stops at the platform and that person that he was talking to, he stops, looks up at them and says, I remember all the good things you've done. If you ever run into trouble, come find me. I will definitely repay you. And then I'm thinking he's going to run down the rest of the stairs. The line delivery, subpar. But this is what gets me. Before he runs down the stairs, he fucking smacks himself across the face.
What?
No, literally. Okay, so he's sitting there, philosophical thought process, gets up, runs halfway down the stairs and says, I will repay you if you're ever in trouble. And then slaps himself across the face so hard. There's no way that this is like edited. There's no way that you edited in the sound effect of a slap. It's so hard. His brain is turning from the way that he slaps himself. And you can hear the crispness of it. And then he runs down the rest of the steps. And then later, on a talk show, they're like, was that scene planned? He said it wasn't scripted, it was improv. Why did you slap yourself then? Because if it's not even planned, like people usually try to avoid the slap scenes because they don't want to get slapped, even if it's in the script. Why would you slap yourself? Deadpan. That's how you show that you're very genuine. Like, you need to show how brutal you can be
What is going
so that
on?
somebody else feels your sincerity. Like, what is my sincerity to you? Okay, I can promise you something. Boom! You know, I smack myself across the face. Okay. And
Okay,
so,
I think I'm starting to get it now.
yeah, so then,
I'm starting to get it. Yeah.
So a lot of people, a lot of like Chinese netizens say that he's abstract.
Abstract.
Yes, a lot of Chinese Americans, because we love a neurodivergent king, they're like, I think he's a little neurodivergent. I think so. And we love that. Like, look how cool he is, okay? But you know, the internet does what the internet does because they immediately started making memes. And so you have one picture of him. Oh, you know what? I wish I had my computer.
It's okay, describe it to me.
Okay, so you got
So
one
you
picture.
make it better than
So you got one picture where it's like a screenshot of him standing on the stairs, right?
Yeah.
And then the next picture right next to it is
Yeah.
like full exposure up, full brightness up, edited, same screenshot. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Just Jackie turning on the noise activated lights in the studio by slapping him.
你的好，我都记得。遇上难事，要找我，我一定会。
Oh shit. The slap turned on the light. Oh shit.
So they're editing the scene with all the exposure.
Oh fuck. That's so creative.
And then later in the movie, there's another scene where Jackie is riding on a horse-drawn carriage. And guess what? He's sitting on a horse-drawn carriage. Horse-drawn carriage. This is not an Amtrak.
Cupping his face.
Yeah. And then one of him is him cupping his face, deep in thought. And then the next picture of him, he accidentally poked out his eyeball. So it's all red and inflamed. What? Because it's a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, he's
it's
moving.
Like you're fucking rocking around left and right. Why are you sitting with your middle finger about to go straight into your retinas? He's just posing the whole time. And everyone said the true art is that he didn't poke out his eye. And so this is how he goes viral. This movie, he goes viral for the very first time. Anytime someone sees him in public, they immediately do the hand pose. It becomes almost like, I don't know, was there any pose? And it's like the Wakanda Forever pose. Like for the longest time, every red carpet you see it. You see like all the kids and the fans, they meet an actor from that movie, they do the pose. Everyone's hitting the hand pose. Everyone, they meet Jackie, they're hitting the hand pose. And then this is another thing in the comments. When people see a video, they don't really understand it, right? They hit the hand pose because they're thinking about what this means. It becomes a full-blown national meme. This is like national pride level meme. I almost poked my eye out. That was scary. There's another part in the movie that ends up going viral later, but there's this part where I think like his dad dies and he's supposed to like salute his dad in the end. And he lifts his hand all the way up, but like just his index and middle finger up. He's like pointing at the sky. He turns his back. And then he like points two fingers at the sky.
Okay.
And netizens edit it. Okay. And there's like a mass in front of him.
A what?
A mass. You don't really know what it is. Is it a building? I don't know. And then you scroll all the way up. And he's just asking Yao Ming for a cigarette.
What the fuck?
Like, stick a cigarette in between my fingers. He's just asking Yao Ming for a cigarette.
What the fuck? That's so weird. What? He's like
everything is a meme. There's another part in the
God.
movie where he and the other guy are fighting, because this is a martial arts movie, and it looks really good because I thought it was in slow-mo. It's not. This is real speed. They're going so slow, and it's not Tai Chi. This is martial arts. They don't have to go that slow, but they're going so slow that everyone said it looks like two grandmas in the park doing like, the little exercises, doing Tai Chi. That's what it looks like. It's crazy. Oh, and then, okay, can I just say this has nothing to do with Jackie? By the way, Jackie's wife, Bea is in this movie. She's beautiful. She's stunning. And then there's just Jackie. They're each other's romance, love interest. And it's just weird. Everyone's confused on why she married him. And then they remember that he's very wealthy and probably a nice guy, right? But just the visual looks were a miss. And then there's this other scene. This whole movie was a mess. There's this other scene where this guy dies. In the movie, he dies. And you know how when someone dies, they die with their eyes open, and in the movie, you're like, no! And they dramatically hold the neck and the head and it's lolling about, and then someone comes and closes their eyes. Yeah. And they're like, no! Right? But in this movie, no one cared that this person died. And so as they're dying, they're falling to the floor, grasping on, and then they grab their own two hands. They're still alive. And they close their own eyes.
So it's a comedy. What's going on?
It's not a comedy.
Oh, like he's trying to make a final gesture of I'm dead and nobody give a fuck.
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think he just watched all the other movies and he really thought the scenes where they closed the eyes were really cool. But they didn't have anybody else to close his eyes. So he closes his own eyes. And
with his own hand.
Yes,
right.
with his own hands.
That's
but
so
he's also
weird.
still alive. So he could just blink. Manually close his eyes with his eyelids. But he doesn't. He uses his two fingers to close his eyes. And then he dies. Okay, so to give you an idea, this film is released September 28th, 2023, and the movie does so badly they have to take it out of theaters within 9 days. And after an entire month, the film only makes $209,000. To give you an idea, the full budget was $30 million, and they make $200,000. $200,000. But Jackie becomes a meme. And everyone is like, yeah, this is comedy. Some people said, I have internal damage to my stomach from holding in my laughter. This is the best movie I've seen all year. People are saying their stomachs are hurting. They have to go get stomach medicine. They have to go get Tums because they're laughing so hard. And people start memeing the shit out of Jackie. And because his name is Go Left, they start making songs about him. And they do this thing. Everyone starts doing the hand pose. And they look left, look right, because go left, go right. Which way do I go? And then they look in the front. And everyone starts sending this meme. And they go, shut up, I'm thinking, when they're thinking about something. A bunch of netizens start recreating it. It becomes a Douyin TikTok sensation. You have kids just out on the streets of Shanghai, setting up their camera, doing the go left, go right, go ahead, and then they slap themselves across the face. It actually somehow makes it to India, where a lot of Indians start doing it as well. So Chinese people are doing it, Indian people are doing it. It becomes a meme. There was this Indian chef that was like, whatever dish, I gotta think about what dish to make my patient or my client. I don't know.
My customer?
My customers, okay? And they're doing hitting the hand pose. He goes viral. And Jackie was not expecting it. And you can tell because he never expected to make fans. There's parts of him where after all of this goes viral, Douyin trends everything. He's walking down the airport and there are people screaming and he doesn't know what they're screaming at. And he looks genuinely confused. He looks like a normal dude just trying to get out of the airport. And then he takes a moment and then he's like, me? And then one of them goes, Jackie, you're so handsome. Jackie, where are you from? So usually fans will say this, right? Because it's a pickup line. Like, where are you from? But Jackie's so serious because he's so abstract. And he says, I'm from Hong Kong, but my family's actually from Guangdong and Henan. And the fan immediately goes, no, you're not. You're from my heart. And Jackie doesn't know what to do. He like buries his head in his hands because he's getting so shy. And he doesn't even know where to look. And then he just like runs away. He like skitters away because he's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then he runs away. And then he starts, now that he knows that people are like really into him, he doesn't know how to behave anymore. So there's like this press conference for the movie. And Jackie like doesn't know what to do. So as everyone's talking, because like, you know, you line up all the actors and they have their mics on stage and like other people are talking, so he doesn't know what to do. So he's just like looking around. Hiya!
What?
Like someone will be talking and he'll just, yeah.
Why?
No one knows. And then he randomly is just like doing kung fu moves on the side while they're talking. Like this is a press conference and he's doing kung fu moves and then he knows he's awkward, so he'll like stand back up again and like look around and then he'll just like dunk, 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 I don't know where. Like he just
Like just moving his body?
yeah, like dunk, dunk, like out of nowhere. Okay. During a Q&A session, a fan asked Jackie, teacher Jackie, you look so handsome during the fight scene. I would love to work under you as your disciple. Could you teach me a few martial arts moves? Jackie's so into it. And then you pan to his wife, Bia, who's also on stage because remember she was in the movie? She's just giggling to the side. She's not even hiding it because she's like, I know what they're saying online. You're a fucking meme, dude. Okay? So she's just thinking about him running down the stairs, slapping himself across the face. But instead he's like, yeah, of course. And he takes it so seriously. He's like, okay, so here's what you do. And he starts fake hitting the host with his martial arts skills, like dead silent. Dead silent. And then because it's getting so silent, Jackie starts doing his own
Sound effect?
yeah. So he's like bong, bong, pa, pa, bong, bong.
站到他们啪啪夹
Bong, bong, pa, pa, bong, bong. And then at the end, he looks to the fan and he goes, did you see?
掌声掌声，
I'm like, what do you mean? Did you see? What do you
Did you hear?
yeah, like, did you hear that? So then another actress responds, yes, we saw. It was very entertaining. But like you could tell how unimpressed she was by her voice. But he felt really good about it. He felt really good about it, and that's all that matters. And then at the end, they bring out all these high chairs for everyone. They're like bar stools. So you know how a bar stool, you have a place to put your leg because it's tall. You can't really like sit and have your legs dangling, right? Because that'll give a lot of people the ick. He looks like he doesn't know how to sit. He looks like this is his first day sitting, okay? He sits down. His feet can't reach the floor because his legs are too short, which is why they have like the bar seating. So at one point, his legs are like circling the air. Like looking for something to put it on. Okay, instead of just dealing with the awkwardness though, because he's like, shit, I've been helicoptering my legs for so long and now everyone knows. So then he tries to cover up the awkwardness by standing up. He just like gets up. Everyone's sitting down and they're talking and they're looking at him like, why are you standing up? Like out of nowhere. Also, his movements are very abrupt. So he just like stands up and you're like, whoa, okay. And then he's looking at the crowd and he starts putting his hands in his pockets. But he's wearing skinny jeans. We don't know if the pockets are even real pockets. You know those pants that come with the pockets sewed in, like a lot of the trousers?
Yeah, he's looking for the pocket.
Yeah, so his hands are like caressing his thighs for an uncomfortable amount of time. He can't locate them. But then he's like so shy, he looks at the audience and he thinks like, you know what, I'm gonna act like this was my whole plan. So he gives up, mid-plan, he gives up looking for his pockets. And then he just sits back down. All of this happens in like 10 seconds, but it feels like 5 minutes long. And then when he sits, he decides that he is going to lock himself into the chair this time. So instead of just putting his feet on the little ledge where you put the feet on the bar stool,
Yeah.
he wraps his ankles around each leg of the chair. So he's fucking locked in. If the chair falls, he's gonna fall. Like he can't even, I don't know why anyone would think to do that in this type of environment. And then he's got this weird posture. His shoulders are all scrunched up and then he's like wearing this sparkly jacket with skinny jeans. People said like it was just like a very new experience for them to look at Jackie. Like this felt very novel. And then there's a picture where they say, look, it's Bia and her aunt, her little auntie, and it's just Jackie because he had like long curly hair and he looked a little crazy at the time. Everyone started feeling really bad for Bia Because they're like, this is your husband. Oh, apparently that's a big diss in China. So if you see like a messy dude just being a mess, you turn to your friend and you say, hey, look, it's your husband. Like people get genuinely pissed off apparently. And so people would say like, hey, look, it's your husband to Jackie. But then they're like, but to Bia, that really is her fucking husband. Like imagine what her friends are saying. And then people are saying like Bia is constantly having to remind herself to not fight with the money. And then people started saying, like, this is our first time really understanding Jackie, and people didn't know how to put his personality into words. So this was the best way netizens all came to an agreement. I've never seen netizens agree. I think if you took a poll in China in the major cities, they would all agree on this. They said Jackie is the type of person that would just suddenly hop into a cab mid-conversation. You're having a conversation, a taxi rolls up, he gets in. He didn't even say bye. That's who Jackie is. Yeah. Jackie is the type of person, you have plans to meet him at the mall at 10 a.m. He goes there 3 a.m., nothing's open. You get there at 10 a.m., he's asleep on the ground. He's been here since 3 a.m. When he sees you, he'll start jumping up really high 3 times and then jump in a cab and leave. And then...
Wait, these are what people are saying?
Yeah. And then you call him and ask, why did you leave? What happened? And he'll say, you were late. But no, you were early. That's how they describe Jackie. They say there's no word. Even abstract doesn't fit his word. You can only understand Jackie through these hypothetical, very specific niche situations that we've concocted in our minds. Yeah, and someone also said, Jackie is the only second generation rich person who could spend billions of dollars and make me laugh. Like, usually because people get pissed off. They're like, God, look at you. Filth. But they're like, I honestly would have such a good time. He's not quirky. He's not weird. He's just so unpredictable. That's how people describe him. Yeah. But he's also kind of funny. So right after this, you know what he does next? He gets a big brand deal with a shampoo company. Oh my God. I'm gonna recreate his shampoo ad, okay? So he does his iconic nose pose in the commercial deal. And then he flips to the left and he says, look left, look right. And then he tosses his hair dramatically. And then this is 360 degrees. And then he holds up a shampoo bottle. This is my weapon. Pantene. You deserve it. And then he, sprints down the stairs. If you ever run into trouble, don't find me. Find Pantene. Okay?
Does he slap himself?
No, the whole ad is basically a big self-parody. Like, it's funny, it's cute. And this blows up so hard that it actually catapults him to be invited to the 2024 Weibo TV and Internet Summit. And at the summit, he wins the award Annual Outstanding Artistry.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My boy's making it.
And when he gets up there, guess what he hits?
The pose?
The nose pose. Yeah. Did you know universities and schools started using the Jackie pose? They called it the Jackie pose. Okay, so here's the very interesting thing about schools in China now. So really big universities or schools in China that do attendance, but they have so many students, they can't keep track of every single student. What they do is every single day, they make you take a photo. But because you can alter the photo or use the same photo or pre-plan the photos, like maybe you take 10 photos in a day, they actually have you come in and do a very specific like hand symbol of the day. So you go in, you log into the portal, and it's like, do the hand symbol. And it's like this hand symbol.
Bizarre. Really?
And then you take a picture, right? But a lot of universities, they started writing, do the Jackie pose. So then you'd have to show up to school and then you'd have to hit the pose and take a picture. And that's how you get attendance for the day. I know. Is that not crazy?
Imagine Americans start doing this. Now hit the whoa.
Honey, that was so old.
What?
You're so cute.
What do you mean?
Hit the whoa?
What?
Oh my God. No, it's okay. I like them old and geriatric.
That's crazy.
So then Jackie wins the award, and that's not even the highlight of the entire thing. The highlight is his clothing. He comes in wearing what can only be described as like, do you remember that one Met Gala outfit that Rihanna wore that was like a robe that was hanging off her shoulders? That is what Jackie wore, and it was like backless. You could see his bare back, but also you could see his nipple. So he's like hitting the poses on the red carpet, and then he like leans leans a shoulder out, but then it goes down too low, and then his nipple is out, and then he's like hitting the poses, and then suddenly he looks down, he sees his nipple is out, and then he looks around, and then he like uncomfortably puts the shirt back on. Like, it's a mess, right? So he's wearing this robe where you just see so much. It's very yahe. You know what yahe is?
No.
It's like very revealing and sexual in Korean, like yahe. Ooh, yahe, right? So it's very yahe. And he's like showing his nipple. He's doing the poses. And everyone is like, what is this fashion? We've never seen such fashion, especially in China. Like, this is East Asia where everyone is like, what is this fashion?
Cover it up, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on? And so all the comments are like, how did Bia fall in love with him? Even Madame Xiang can't control her son. Everyone's confused. They want to know who owns this robe because it seems like it's Bia's robe. It seems like it's mom's robe. We don't know. And then pictures start swirling online. So that on the red carpet was a white robe, but then pictures start circulating online where it's a pink robe. So everyone's like, oh my God, he's got two fucking robes. Turns out it's a color changing robe.
What does that mean?
In different lighting, it changes colors. Oh yeah. So he like put dedicated design into this robe. Yeah, and then there's this clip that goes viral because he's sitting next to Dylan Wang. And during a break, I don't even know if Dylan Wang knew the cameras were on him. Dylan Wang turns to him and goes, why are you dressed so sexually today? You know?
为什么今天穿得这么性感？
But he doesn't mean it in like a nice way. It was like a really nice way. Like he's like being so fun, right? He's like, oh, why are you dressed so sexy today? And then Jackie goes, today, I just wear my mom's clothes. And then that starts going viral because like, what do you mean? You just wore your mom's clothes.
I just borrowed my mom's clothes today.
So then this starts going viral, and then Jackie looks at it and he's like, you know what? Fuck yeah. So then he starts creating like a flower. That's what people start calling him. They called him like a flower when he wore the robe, and they start calling him like a flower because he starts dressing fully in like very feminine centric clothing.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some photos.
Yeah. And I think he looks fucking good, okay? He looks great. Honestly,
He
I
leaned
like
into
his
it,
style.
and he ate it, right?
Yeah, he ate. Like pretty much not every outfit. There's like 2 outfits where I'm like, what the fork is that? But every outfit, I would say he kind of ate. Like his very first live stream, he decides that he's going to start live streaming because his mom, Madame Zhang, does a lot of live streams, and she sells like consignment luxury handbags in her live streams. And so he's like, you know what? I'm going to try. On the top, he's wearing normal. He's live streaming publicly in a mall. And you can see as people are passing him, they keep looking down at him. But like in the live stream, you can't see what he's wearing below. So they just, it's like they're looking at his butt and looking like, what the fuck is happening, right? He's wearing like, you know those tights, but they're like ripped. They look like some, like, you know, those like emo goth girl tights that are hot.
Ooh.
He's wearing that underneath.
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
Like-
with shorts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was just like a lot.
Okay.
You know, because it was kind of hot, right? So everyone's looking and everyone's like, what's happening right now?
He's like, today,
Yeah.
I'm wearing my wife's clothes.
Yeah. And he just keeps leaning into it. And everyone is like, you know what? At this point, I'm kind of into it. And he ends up being, I think, over 12 million people tuned into his very first live stream.
Damn.
He sold millions of dollars worth of products. It was crazy.
Live stream in China just on a different scale.
Different scale. It doesn't even, I think it was like $7 million his very first 2 days in sales. $7 million.
Wow.
And everyone was just commenting, I didn't know being abstract could make you so much money in life. And his style only gets crazier from here. At one point, netizens spotted a bizarre pair of shoes online that was around $800. The way that I can describe it, have you guys ever seen the fucking tabby shoes that everybody hates on TikTok? The Margiela, I don't know. The Margiela shoes where it's like they split in half like cow hooves. That you have a pair of.
I have a pair
that
as
your
a gift.
sister bought you as a gift.
Yep. I don't understand.
But you know, I don't know what's worse. I don't know if it's worse that your sister bought it and was like, no, I think he'll like these, okay? Or that you got him and you go, hey, I think I like these, right? I don't know which one.
I say it to be nice. I'm just kidding.
They are very comfortable, no?
Honestly, it's like I usually like to wear socks.
What do they do to your socks?
It's caught.
Oh, it's like butt clenched?
Yes.
And then like the socks are almost ripping off your feet?
Yes.
Because it's like pinching your sock.
Yeah.
It's like on your socks.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then every time you move, the socks come off a little bit.
Yep.
If you don't wear socks, which toe does it split up? Is it like big toe, second toe, and then it's
Big toe, honey. Big toe.
just one big toe on that side?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's illegal.
What do you mean?
What do you mean one big toe? Guys, we're pickleball athletes. Our big toes fell off. Anyway, it's like that, but every single toe is defined, and they're massive. So it's like stompers. Okay, $800. Only one pair sold. It went viral. Right? Everyone was like, I bet Jackie bought him. I bet Jackie bought him. Haha, you're so funny. He comes on a talk show. He's fucking wearing them.
Wait, so internet guessed it.
Yeah.
What?
And he was wearing them. So that really threw netizens off. We didn't know what to expect. And then he does an interview on Douyin, and this is an official Douyin interview. It's like if YouTube was like, hey, Stephanie, YouTuber, you want to sit down for an interview? Oh my gosh, I would show up dressed prim and proper. I'd be like, are you my boss? I don't know what's going on. Who are you? What are we? This is incredible. This is so scary, right? He shows up. Sexy orange carrot is his inspiration. If he made a Pinterest board, sexy orange carrot. You type into AI, don't do it. But if you were to type into AI slop. Sexy orange carrot human with pigtails. This picture would show up and it's fucking Jackie. He's got an orange tank top and then he layered another orange spaghetti strap like top over it. And then he let the straps fall off his shoulders. So he's got shoulder strap. He's got a regular strap, okay? It's like a touch of sexiness. And then his hair is in pigtails.
Oh yeah,
Short
I think I saw.
pigtails.
Is that the photo I've seen? Okay.
Yes.
That's
okay.
crazy.
Sexy.
I didn't know that was the interview outfit.
For Douyin. And even the rubber bands on his pigtails were orange. And then he dabbed orange blush on the tip of his nose. He had orange eyeshadow on, right? He looks like a carrot. It's objectively, like, it's not even about the fact that he's wearing clothing that I guess some would deem feminine. I think slay, right? However, this is objectively an offensive outfit on anybody. I think you should be apprehended. I think you should go straight to jail if you wear this outfit. This was also being filmed in December in Beijing. That's as cold as New York. 20, 30 degrees. Even the interviewer is like, we look like we're in two different seasons. I'm in winter and you're in summer. He doesn't even know what to say. And during the interview, he's talking very seriously about how he's a kung fu actor. And then he ended up as a meme. And at first it was very disappointing because he trained so hard to be a martial arts actor. But then he just decided that it was a gift from God. He said the biggest disappointment, though, that he became a meme was that his movie flopped and the rest of the team had to suffer from it. It wasn't even him. He's like, I don't mind being a meme. It was just that, you know, there's production staff, there's producers, there's directors. And I felt really bad about that.
So
And
he's likable.
yeah, and everyone's like, damn, I like a Nepo baby so much. What's happening right now? That's the feeling everybody has. I mean, and he said, I don't mind that I'm a meme and people make fun of me because isn't the entertainment industry to entertain?
Yeah, okay.
And I'm entertaining people. And so
Let's go.
even if it's not the way that I meant it, I'm just having fun and I'm passionate about fashion and I really like what I'm doing. He even said, you know, why is it fine when women wear men's clothing? I think fashion is just an emotion. It's the feeling that you have in the day. It's something that makes people happy. Fashion is also timeless. It doesn't have a time frame. It doesn't have gender. It doesn't have race. It doesn't have anything. It's just what you like to wear. And then everyone's like, okay, fine. We fucking love you. You're so annoying. You're so annoying. And then out of nowhere, Jackie decides to get a haircut. Why does this make the news? I'm about to tell you. There is this hairdresser that recently went viral on Douyin. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to tell you. I want to be unpredictable too. I want to be like Jackie. When they go right, I want to go left. Exactly. So with that being said, that's where I leave you for part 1 on this riveting cliffhanger of a haircut. Stay tuned for part 2 or you'll never know. You'll never know what happens. You'll never know about the twin sisters who are dating. You'll never know about, I know, it gets weird. You'll never know about how he married his wife. You'll never know about the hairdresser.
What about his... Sorry, let me finish chew.
He likes to snack while I tell Mott's.
What happened to his brother? Are we talking about his brother too?
Oh yeah, we're
Okay.
about to talk about Go Right.
yeah.
So with that being said...
Are we talking about last year, 2025? Like
Oh, yeah.
his big year? Okay.
Oh yeah, we're talking about his big year. So with that being said, stay tuned. And I'll see you in the next one. What?